But because we live in a world we live in today, and so many people are stressed out, they're doing the things that aren't ideally best for them, not always on purpose, sometimes we just aren't aware of the true knowledge about health and disease. But for whatever reason, the cells aren't getting the correct amount of oxygen from the blood that they're meant to get, and cancer begins. There are drugs on the market now that have been designed to do what Valasta does naturally, in fighting these PD-L1 expression cancers. And the amazing thing is to know is that there's no side effects, but all these drugs have major side effects.
Astaxanthin's effects on cells, not only normal cells, but also cancer cells. Identify the tumor as a foreign body, and go in and attack that tumor cell.
This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life.
Hello everybody, this is Paul with the Raw Life Health Show, and I'm so excited about Astaxanthin, the Valasta brand, and so many people are getting better from all types of illnesses, and there's such great testimonials, and I'm so pleased that many of you are listening to me and trusting me and getting this. This works. This works. It slows down brain aging, it supports eyes and healthy skins. There's all these common things that it's known for to help and take care of. But today I want to talk about more of the science behind this and why it works. And I've been teaching a talk for many, many years now called the Formula for Health, which is basically power minus obstruction equals vitality. Power minus obstruction equals vitality. And basically what it comes down to is, everything is, the way you can find a way to keep the cells of the body as clean as possible is going to produce a longer life. That's it. All health is going to come down to, on a physical level, is the quality of your blood, which is going to produce the quality of your cells. Keeping the blood clean, and that means keeping your blood with a good amount of oxygen in it, is going to produce healthy cells, and the cells are going to be clean. Once you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing, eating things you shouldn't be eating, letting stress get in your life that you shouldn't let in, the blood becomes toxic. It starts to lack oxygen. And when it's lacking oxygen, the cells in the body are not able to function and work the way it was designed to work. And that's where the latest stage of disease sets in. I've been telling people for years, there's only one disease with many different stages. And the later stages of disease are inflammation and then cellular dysfunction. And that's when you get into the cancers and all the other so-called incurable diseases out there. Well, I also believe there are no incurable diseases, only incurable people in their thinking and their faith and their understanding and what they're willing to do and they're willing to try. And I'm so glad that we have the knowledge and the wisdom today to help the body overcome and assist it in thriving the way it was supposed to and fight disease. And this is a great product, this Valasta. And it's different than most other astaxanthins out there. And this is why, people have been calling me up saying, well, what about this one? What about this one? And I made a video about that. I'll put this card up here talking about the quality and also the cost of Valasta, why it's so superior to all the other astaxanthins on the market. But today in this video, I want to discuss why it helps on a cellular level and what it actually does on a cellular level. So I have the owner of the Valasta company, Sam Shepard, who he himself overcame cancer by taking the Valasta and studying it out and researching and finding out why it works and so on. And he has a great way of explaining it now.
Research that's been going on really since about 2010, and it's pretty astounding research. The paper that I've written deals with astaxanthin's effects on cells, not only normal cells, but also cancer cells, and how it actually stops the growth of most tumor cells that are expressing what's called PD-L1 ligands. The normal cell, as you can see, typically has a pH of about 7.35. Its electric action potential, or its voltage across its cell membrane, is typically about minus 70 millivolts. That's for a normal cell, and that's the energy that drives a lot of the things that happen in the cellular structure. Two things to keep in mind. Normal cells have very low PD-L1 expression, which means that the PD-L1 ligand, or hair-like appendage that sticks up out of the cell membrane, There's very few of those on a normal cell. It turns out that astaxanthin, because of its chemical structure, has a real tendency to bind to that PD-L1 and stop its inhibition of the T cell in our immune system. In blocking the PD-L1 using a PD-L1 blocker, astaxanthin is a natural one of those. It's very important that you take astaxanthin or a PD-L1 blocker. The advantage of astaxanthin is that it has no side effects. The PD-L1 blockers out in the marketplace that are synthetic have some fairly serious side effects. You can see the T cell comes down, sniffs for that peptide. The problem is now you have an astaxanthin molecule that selectively attached itself to the PD-L1 and blocks this connection. Now the T cell does not get a signal to turn off and becomes highly active and immediately begins to secrete chemicals and enzymes that attack the tumor cell. The astaxanthin has several identified actions against the cell. Because of its extreme charges, it has a positive charge on the end, a very large electronegative configuration in the center. It can manipulate the fatty acid and the sterol concentrations within the cell. It can reduce intracellular sodium concentrations because of its charge. It can repel sodium ions or attract potassium ions or chloride ions. It can remove sialic acid and excessive negative charges from the external surface of cancer cells. Most importantly, it can inhibit PD-L1 and PD-L2 activation sites and allow the T cell now to link up, identify the tumor as a foreign body, and go in and attack that tumor cell. And go in and attack that tumor cell. And attack that tumor cell. And attack that tumor cell. Astaxanthin is a carotenoid found primarily in algae, an algae species called Hematococcus pluvialis. That algae species has been known for quite a while, and it's been researched extensively in most universities that are familiar with algae growth and propagation of those algae cells.
All right, everybody, so there was Sam talking again about another benefit, another great reason to take the Valasta and why it's so powerful and what it does on a cellular level. So, folks, this is available to you now. Please don't let fear or excuses or a lack of knowledge stop you from getting this thing that could potentially save your life. I'll put the link below the video of where you can get the Valasta right now, and please go ahead and do so and let me know the results you get. Thank you, and I wish you the best in your healing and your prevention and your recovery. Okay, everybody, there it was. The link is below the video. Get the Astaxanthin now. If you're a member of the Real Life Health Show, you can get 10% off your order. And if you have questions, please let me know, and thank you. And please share your testimonies with me after you start taking this, because you will have some.
This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life, brighten up your life. This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life, brighten up your life.